Hey everybody, August 2024 was a big month in real estate and we are almost a year away from it and people still don't know what we're doing. I know there's a lot of different opinions on how we're going to navigate this thing and we're still working through it. That's fine. But if you don't know, well here it is. Now you know. So pay attention cuz buyer agent compensation has got to be negotiated in your purchase and sale agreement or as part of the negotiation processes. There's two ways you can do it. I personally prefer that my agents in my brokerage put it in the purchase and sale agreement in special stipulations. There's actually a pre-written thing that you can just put in from the clauses that are already pre-loaded in there. That's the best way to do it in my personal opinion. That's how I have my agents do it. Other brokers, and you should ask your broker what they prefer. Other brokers prefer that you do it separately and you keep it in a compensation agreement. I don't really understand what that does. That's better, but that's up to a broker. There's not a right or wrong way in those two. What I'm saying is make sure you do it, because if you don't negotiate your compensation as part of the agreement, it doesn't exist. Here's an example. This week, get a cash offer. Uh, it was below asking price. It was pretty low, but they didn't ask for any buyer agent compensation. It was a cash offer. Made sense to me. Honestly, I would suggest that my buyer doesn't ask for seller paid compensation. Doesn't even make sense. Like it's coming out of your banking account anyways. Just pay me directly. Then you save you and the seller both save money by not having to pay the realtors extra money. Like I know that's probably pissing off some realtors, but hey, let's be honest with our clients. Like if the buyer's paying cash, they should pay the buyer's agent. It's they're paying for it all. Like either way, they're paying for it. The only reason it makes sense for sellers to pay the buyer's agent is if it's a loan product, because then they're getting to roll that amount of money into their loan. Any other reason, it doesn't make sense. So you can argue with me. This isn't the point of this story. The point is that this didn't have any buyer agent compensation written in the agreement anyway. I didn't get a compensation agreement. I didn't get it in the purchase and sale agreement. So we come to an agreement. We all feel good. Look, it's great. The realtor texts me, "Hey, how much are you guys offering for buyer agent compensation?" Record scratch. What? What? And I'm not mad at her. She was this she was a professional. Like I'm so proud of the way she took this, because I had to give her the bad news. Like I gave a seller net sheet that my seller has agreed to that had nothing to do with buyer agent compensation. That's a completely different offer. You didn't make that offer. The rebuttal was, well, in the listing, in the MLS, in Real Tracks, this is in Tennessee, you can click a button that says seller concessions offered, right? So she assumed that because I clicked that it guaranteed it. It doesn't. Like, even if you read the details in the I that's next to it, that it's very specific that it has to be negotiated in the purchase sale agreement. Again, cash offer. I don't know why I would have assumed that you needed that paid out of the seller proceeds. It doesn't make sense at all. But regardless, it wasn't there. So now she's freaking out. What do you mean? I don't have it. And I'm like, yeah, I showed her what that field says and talked to her about how it's not guaranteed anymore, and even what that means, that it's something that's, yeah, my seller would offer it if it was negotiated into the price, but at this price he wouldn't have accepted it if you had compensation added in it. We wouldn't even be close yet. We'd be still negotiating, and we're not, because everybody signed and we have an agreement. So she, thank God her buyer was willing to pay for hers. That the moral of the story is not the mistake that she made, or that she's not even a bad agent. I don't know if the broker didn't do a good job of informing her, or if she didn't show up to meetings where she should have, or didn't read the emails that were communicated. I'm not really sure, and it's not my place to judge her. The only place I do judge her is how great she handled it. She didn't cuss at me. She handled it like a champ, and I actually thanked her for that. She was a very true professional, and that's the way that we all should be. But honestly, like, we need to know these things, guys. Like, buyer agent compensation, it's negotiable. Like, even if you put 7 apples being split between 2 agents evenly in your seller um, listing agreement, that doesn't guarantee that that's what it's going to end up. The seller can change his mind by his or her mind by the offer price. They can negotiate it. It's all negotiable. And if the buyer agrees with the buyer's agent to pay more than your seller agrees to, they can still negotiate that. Like, they can give a better offer and get more compensation back. And you got to be open to that. This is the market that we live in. It is negotiable now. But anyways, I just wanted to share this story because hopefully it'll help you guys to not come into this same thing. Because imagine the gut wrenching reality that hits when you think you might have to work this whole transaction for free. Thank God that's not the case for this woman that I'm going to close a deal with, and again, I'm so happy and thankful for the way she handled it. A lot of people would have lost their minds, and she didn't. But one more step further about the reason that you use the buyer, either the you put the compensation either in the purchase and sale agreement or in the compensation agreement. You can't go in both. I think I forgot to say this earlier, but somebody, a wise agent or 2 or 3, have already put out lawsuits trying to capture more money because it was in the purchase and sale agreement and in the compensation agreement, claiming that because it's 3% here and 3% there, and they aren't built to be together, that means I get 6%. You're shady. That's shady. If you're watching this and you're that kind of guy or gal, shady. You wouldn't work for me. Like, you would be out immediately. I don't feel bad about it at all. Stop. Just stop it. You're the reason that we keep getting these lawsuits. Like, people like you, too greedy. Like, there's enough to go around. Don't try and steal people's livelihoods. Like, be just. Have integrity. Um, so that's enough. But so, anyways, I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, hope you like this. Please like the video and reach out. I love to help and share agents, no matter who you work with. I do hope they have a blessed day. Take care.